Good morning, everyone. Uh, yeah, bright and early. So much easier only covering one game rather than like five or six in the night. Makes setting up for this a whole lot easier. But anyway, all right. So here we are, game one in the books, and Binghamton travels down to Carolina in the first game of the Commissioner's Cup Finals. And Binghamton comes out with a 5-3 victory. This game was really a tale of two halves, um, completely different games, crammed into one 60-minute package. All right, in the first, Binghamton comes out. They have Connor McAnanama in goal, as expected. As expected, Carolina comes out with Mario Cavallari. And so we start off in the first, and Binghamton's really dominating with an aggressive forecheck and winning almost every face-off. Face-offs really were the microcosm of this game. First half of the game, Binghamton seemed to be winning every single face-off. You got to the latter half of the second period and the third, and it was Carolina that was winning every single face-off, it seemed. Really, really something. And usually face-offs doesn't have that big of an impact on a game, but that was not the case here. So, yes, Binghamton starts off very aggressive forecheck. And at 4:07, off of a designed face-off win in the neutral zone, Gavin Yates wins the draw, hits a streaking Connor Smith, who takes the puck all the way down, and on the backhand puts it past Cavallari, and it's 1-0 Binghamton. Game settles down a little bit. Carolina gets some shots on goal, but not many of the first period shots that Carolina got on the McAnanama were grade A chances. They had a couple, but for the most part, perimeter shots, shots from the point, shots from the wing, and so Carolina wasn't able to get into the middle like they like to do. It just wasn't happening in this first period. 12:43, again off of a face-off in Carolina's zone. Josh Fletcher wins the puck, comes back, and then a cross-ice pass up ahead to Justin Samaro. He gets in close, bangs it home past Cavallari, and it's 2-0. About 3.5 minutes later, it's Josh Fletcher getting his own goal. Beautiful east-west pass. Cavallari had no chance whatsoever to stop this. Fletcher hits a wide-open net on the cross-ice pass, and that was after three failed clears. Again, the forecheck by Binghamton was amazing. Every time Carolina was trying to clear to get it up ice, somebody from Binghamton stopped on the blue line and kept the puck in. And it was very much like a power play, even though it wasn't. It was an even strength goal. All right, so then to close out the first period is just one that I think Carolina would like to be able to forget because the rest of the game they played very well. High stick late from John Butita on Kyle Stefan, caught him in the mouth. It was not a malicious high stick. It was just a freak thing. But Kyle Stefan ended up with a bloody mouth, and so Butita ends up in the box for 4 minutes. He was really, really angry at himself as he went off into the box. And that penalty, of course, would carry over into the second. It was 3-0 at the end of the one. Shots were 17-14 in favor of Binghamton, but again, most of those opportunities were grade A chances, and Cavallari came up with some big saves. Uh, 3 got by him. Again, I don't think you can fault Cavallari, because the pressure in the offensive zone by Binghamton was really something. We get into the second, and now things start to settle down a little bit. The teams kind of start playing a little bit more on equal footing, but with being shorthanded, Gus Ford on a beautiful forecheck slash poke check, he steals the puck and makes Binghamton look absolutely foolish. It just dances around 2 different defenders, dances around Connor McAnanama. It was one man show, and Gus Ford puts Carolina on the board. A nice little backhand, beautiful series of dekes. His skating was just incredible on display. So Carolina's back in it. The goose egg is gone. They feel like they can start getting some momentum going. And there's a lot of time to go. This is 1:35 of the second period. And then all I can say is puck luck. It's 35 seconds later, and Dan Stone comes into the zone on the power play and just kind of throws the puck in kind of harmlessly. It bounces off the stanchion, totally crazy hop, and ends up sneaking past Cavallari. Totally fluke goal. But there you go. It just goes to prove, more often than not, you throw pucks on net, you get pucks into the zone, good things are going to happen. Dan Stone gets a power play goal with an assist from the stanchion, and that's at 2:10. So now it's 4-1. About halfway through the period, we had our really one true breakaway in this game. Gavin Yates tries to put one home. And just as he's about ready to go backhand the forehand, the puck rolls off his stick. No shot on goal. And it's funny. Somehow, some way, that seemed to be the moment when everything started to click with Carolina. They didn't score in the rest of the second period, but they were starting to dominate the play. They were getting the better quality shots on goal. It's almost like that Yates chance was kind of the wake-up call. And so it was 4-1 at the end of 2, but it felt like momentum had definitely shifted by that point, and that Carolina was in this, and that Carolina had a chance to come back because, as we know, that's what they've done this whole playoffs. They've gotten their backs against the wall, and they've just kind of sat back, take a deep breath, said, okay, let's do this. And that's what happened here in this game. In the second period, the shots were 14-12 in favor of Carolina. Like I said, they're starting to get better chances on goal. And the momentum definitely shifted. So we came out in the third. Incredible display of Carolina's skill and ability. And now we saw Carolina was dominating the play, just carrying the play. And it all began when, partway through the game, Coach Harrison saw, what I've got just isn't working. I'm going to tweak this up. So he put Josh Keplinger on Gus Ford's wing. And that was just like throwing fresh batteries into the Energizer Bunny. Suddenly, Carolina was able to control the flow of the play, carry the puck. They were using their crisp, fast passing game, which they're notorious for, and they start clawing back. 12:35. It took a while, but 12:35. Gus Ford ends up with a lot of space and time, and ends up getting a second puck past Cavallari. Past McAnanama from the point, And now it is 4-2. And the arena's feeling it. The fans are into it. The cowbells are going. It's getting really noisy in the Fairgrounds Arena, and you could just feel the tide. So, Binghamton's on their heels at this point. Nothing they're doing is working. What they have done up to this point, the forecheck is non-existent. The defense that's kept Carolina to the outside, they're reacting. They're not creating anything. And Carolina is just totally puck possession numbers for Carolina in the last period were off the charts, and they were in control of this game. 16-10. Gus Ford in close, a little bit of a fluke, but if you're good, you're good. And Gus Ford proves he's good. He gets the hat trick in close, and that's at 16-10. And now it's 4-3. The hats are going, and the place is electric. And now everybody's thinking, overtime? Maybe. So we get to the end, last couple of minutes. Cavallari gets pulled with about a minute and a half left. A little bit more than a minute and a half. It goes about a minute 45. He gets pulled. And again, the play is all in Binghamton's defensive zone. It's all Carolina. They're peppering McAnanimo shots. McAnanima makes a couple of really big saves, freezes the puck a couple times for face-off opportunities, and Binghamton does their best to try and tie things up, to just tick away the clock. It's not really working. And finally, just a few seconds left. Carolina's had several good opportunities. The puck comes over to the half wall. And somehow, some way, Austin Thompson ends up getting the puck on his stick, and he just wings it down ice, and it trickles in, and that's your game at 11 seconds left. Thompson with the empty netter, and the final is 5-3. Shots in the third period, 18-8. I think 18 was a conservative number, to be honest. It felt like every time Carolina had the puck on their stick, they were throwing it on McAnanima. Totally incredible game. So there we go. Stars of the game, Gus Ford, he gets first star. Yeah, he was on the losing side, but his play was his performance was dominant. I know I'm using that word a lot with this review, but Ford really did a separation of boys to men with the latter half of this game. So he deserved it. Second star goes to Dan Stone, who ended up getting that fluky game-winning goal on the power play in the second period. And Connor McAnanima, he stops 43 of 46 for the win. So now we go to game 2 tonight at 7:35. Carolina looking for some payback. And you got to wonder, okay, they came up short last night, but can they keep a hold of that momentum that they ended up generating in the latter half of last night's game? We will see. So, 7:35 tonight, Carolina trying to even up the series, one game apiece. And there we go. A couple of other great players last night. Gavin Yates, 3 assists. I mentioned in yesterday's preview that he was going to be an X factor for Binghamton. He certainly was. Connor Smith with a goal and assist. Keplinger, he gets 2 assists. Again, brilliant move by Harrison to recognize what would work. He put the 2 correct pieces together, and it really did work. Cavallari stopped 32 of 36 in 57-59 played. So there you go. There's our recap. It's going to be a great series. So I can't wait for tonight. See you back here tomorrow. Make sure you hit like and subscribe here. Follow me on Facebook. Follow me here on YouTube. All right, you guys have a great Saturday. We'll catch you tomorrow.